My dear first PUC students, in the previous sessions we learned about vectors. The physical quantities are broadly classified into scalars and vectors. Representation of vector. So you please understand after the definition. A vector has both magnitude and direction. Okay? It has magnitude and direction. It is represented by a straight line with an arrowhead. The length of the straight line gives the magnitude, the arrowhead gives the direction. Okay? Right. So a vector, this is P is one vector, Q is one vector. So addition of vectors, we learned law of triangle of vector addition, law of parallelogram of vector addition in the previous session. So according to law of triangle of vector addition, so if we add P and Q vectors like this, I will get the resultant vector. Resultant means, see, resultant, net effect. Net means a single which produces the same effect as that of a set of vectors is called resultant vector. Please understand. So two or more vectors produce certain effect. The same effect can be done by a single vector. That vector is called resultant. Okay? So that is R is the resultant. The effect of P and Q is same as R. Okay, that is the meaning of that. So now we learn how to add vectors. The reverse process of addition of vectors. How to split a vector into two parts. Two parts. That is called resolution of vectors. The process of splitting a vector into two or more units is called resolution of vectors. Okay? The effect of a vector in a certain specific direction is called its component. Please understand. The effect of a vector in a certain specific direction is called component, its component. A vector has effect in all directions, in all solid angle. That effect of a vector in a certain specific direction is called its component. The effect of this vector along x-axis is called its component. The component is given by, if I take the projection of the vector along this direction, if I drop a perpendicular from these two initial and final points, this is called projection that gives the component. Okay? So this is called along x direction, it is called x component. Along y direction, it is called y component. Suppose if this is a vector, r, the component of the vector along x-axis is OA. The component of the same vector along y-axis, if I drop two perpendiculars along y direction, I will get OB. OB is its component. OB is equivalent to AC vector because magnitude is same, direction is also same. Okay? So therefore, this form a right angle triangle. From this right angle triangle, so cos theta equals, okay, adjacent side by hypotenuse. Therefore, this component x equals r cos theta. So similarly, sin theta equals opposite side, that is y. This is y divided by r, opposite by hypotenuse. This y component is nothing but r sin theta. Okay? So these two are the components of this vector in this specific axis. The components in mutually perpendicular direction are called rectangular components. That is. Okay? So therefore, OA and OB are two rectangular components of the vector A. Okay? So we know that a vector can be written as a scalar multiple of unit vector, that is A into A cap. Similarly, OA vector is written as OA, this gives magnitude. The unit vector along x-axis is I cap, therefore it becomes x into I cap. Similarly, OB equals y into j cap. J cap is the unit vector along y-axis. Okay? So now, from the figure, according to the law of triangle of vector addition, this resultant vector, you see, is equal to sum of these two vectors. You see, this plus this, P plus Q gives R. This OA plus AC gives the vector OC. Therefore, the resultant vector OC equals OA plus AC. This is according to the law of triangle of vector addition. So, if I substitute for OA and OB, this AC is equivalent to OB. So, OA is nothing but x into I cap, OB is nothing but y into j cap. If I substitute for, even I can substitute for x and y, so I will get that vector R as R cos theta into I cap plus R sin theta into j cap. So therefore, observe here, I have splitted a single vector into two parts, two components. The process of splitting a vector into rectangular components is called resolution of vectors. Okay? So this is the meaning of resolution of vectors. In space, we need three coordinates. Space is three-dimensional: x coordinate along x-axis, y coordinate and z coordinates. Therefore, this R vector is the sum of x component, y component and z component. Okay? This vector R is called position vector. Okay? See? Position vector. The name itself signifies, through this vector R, I can define the position of any point in space. Take any position with respect to a coordinate system. I can define the position of a point, any point in this space. That is why it is called position vector. Position vector is given by x component plus y component plus z component. In a plane, we have only two components. In space, we have three components. Okay? So, x, y, z are also called coordinates of the point. Okay. So, now we learned how to add vectors, how to split vectors into components. Okay? So, after that, addition and splitting of vectors, let us move to multiplication of vectors. How to multiply vectors? We know scalar multiplication. 2 5s are 10, 6 3s are 18. What you learned, those things. Multiplication table is a scalar multiplication. Scalar into scalar, we know. So the result is unique. So we learn all those things. But in the case of vectors, if you multiply two vectors, yes, we can multiply two vectors in two ways. There are two ways of vector multiplication. Okay, based on the situation. If you want to multiply, yes, A dot B, it is called dot product. There are two types of multiplication of vectors, dot product and cross product. The dot product is written as A and B are two vectors. Dot product is written as A dot B equals is defined as AB cos theta. Similarly, cross product is defined as AB sin theta into n cap. N cap means it is the unit vector. Okay. So now, observe the definition of dot product clearly. This is vector A, this is vector B. A dot B equals this simple A, that means magnitude of A. This is magnitude of B. Cos theta is again a scalar. It is only magnitude. Magnitude into magnitude into magnitude is only magnitude. That means the right side is a scalar. That is why dot product is also called scalar product. The dot product of two vectors is a scalar. Okay? So we will use this concept. We are designing the tools. So far, units, dimensions, scalars, vectors, addition, resolution, multiplication. What we are doing is we are designing the tools to learn physics. We will apply all these things when we start the next topic. Motion in one dimension, motion in two dimension, work power energy, rotational motion. In all topics, we will use the concept. Okay? So these are all the tools which are necessary to learn physics. Okay. Now, I hope you have understood. So this is vector A, this is vector B, which makes an angle theta. The dot product of two vectors is defined as AB cos theta. Magnitude, magnitude into magnitude, cosine of the angle. Therefore, is only magnitude, it is a scalar. Therefore, dot product is a scalar. This concept is used to define work. Work done. Work is defined as the dot product of force and displacement. Power is defined as the dot product of force and velocity. That is why we need all these things to learn. We have a topic work, power, energy. There also we will see. So next we have the cross product of two vectors. Okay? Cross product is written as A cross B. It is defined as AB sine theta into n cap. You see? AB, this is vector A, this is vector B, theta is the angle between the two vectors, this is vector n. Magnitude of vector A, magnitude of vector B, sine theta is again magnitude, magnitude into magnitude into magnitude is magnitude. This is a scalar. Scalar multiple of a vector is a vector. Therefore, right side is a vector. The cross product of two vectors is a vector. That is why cross product is also called vector product. Okay? So now, this to find n cap is the unit vector. A and B are vectors like this, are the two vectors like this. N cap is the vector like this. Okay? So n cap is perpendicular to both A and B, these things. Okay? AB lies in one plane, n cap lies in another plane. So they are mutually, so these two things. This n cap is the vector perpendicular to both A and B. So this concept is utilized to define the torque. Torque means rotating effect of a force is defined as moment of force, that is R cross F. Okay? Similarly, we will use this vector concept to define angular momentum. Moment of linear momentum, R cross P, is defined as angular momentum. Simply, so why I wrote this, there is one big chapter to learn about torque and rotational motion. So these are all the places where we will apply the dot product and cross product. So have simple thoughts about vectors. Again we will be using these concepts during the course of study. So you respected young kids, collect the notes, please read, go through all those things. So start thinking, you will understand still better. In the next session, we will start with motion along one dimension. Okay? Thank you.